Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste and welcome everyone to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai. I'm remembering that last Friday we were having some beautiful conversations and contemplations. Particularly the conversation with Georgina, I feel would be very helpful. If we can make a highlight out of that, I feel like it points to the presence in a very strong way and also takes care of some misunderstandings that we may have. I feel like that'll be a nice one to share. In our absolute reality, it is so empty that even the absence is not. It's nothing that we can even fathom conceptually, but that in which even we cannot say that it is absent or there is an absence. Even the absence is not. Therefore, we may say it's a utter innocence, an utter absence, an utterly empty of any notion even of emptiness. This cannot be met in any way whatsoever. Any human approach to this is not going to be fulfilling or satisfactory. But there is a divine way to approach this. And that is through the recognition of the presence of being. And it's actually very simple. All of us can confirm that we are present. I am present. Or I amness is present. Now, if this presence was that ultimate reality, then it would be very strange to call it presence, isn't it? Because in the ultimate reality, we cannot even say that absence is. It is beyond presence and absence. So we must investigate this presence. Is it here? And if it is here, whose presence is it? Who is that is present? Whose presence is this? And if I can experience this presence, then how is it that I am able to say that my being is unlimited? Because as we know that all experience is a question of meeting through attention, and our attention itself is limited. You see? So our beingness is on the cusp of being unmanifest and manifest. It is within which the whole construct of space, the whole construct of time, it is happening within you, within your being. And within this very being, the primordial vibration of its presence can be experienced, can be tasted. So within this being, there is a holy presence, the Atmic presence, the presence of being, the presence of God, the Holy Spirit. And if you're looking through this lens, so to speak, and it is only through this lens, in a way, that we can claim to have an insight or self-knowledge in the form of a recognition. Because the ultimate insight, the ultimate reality is not something that you will grasp with attention. And no conceptual knowledge actually comes close to it. No conceptual knowledge can actually show you that you are that in which time and space take birth. For this, you have to meet your Sadguru presence within this same holy presence within you. You see? So if these words are confusing to some of you, you may say, but I don't see how space and time take birth within me. You see, and yet there seems to be a consensus in all the ones who are sharing from the highest insight that yes, these are notional constructs that appear within myself, whether it is a sage like Nisargadatta Maharaj who never went to school and was a very simple man living in Mumbai, or the most educated Vedic or Vedantic master, who could be sharing from the light of true insight, but also having studied all the scriptures. They will both conform or confirm that this is how it is. Your reality is higher than the world, the universe, than all perceptions. There is only one way to meet this, and this is to meet it through intuitive insight. Now, this intuitive insight has one precondition. And the precondition is that we cannot hold on to me and to this. So all our ideas, all our desires, all our attachments, all our specialness, all our righteousness, all our knowledge, everything that makes us special or even somebody has to be given up. You see? It's not that you can never have a glimpse of reality through God's grace. If it has to unfold like that, you may get a glimpse of that which is beyond the limited mean. But to really say that I'm truly awake to the truth, it can only happen in the absence of a limited mean. You see? And if you look at all spirituality, all religion, all cultures throughout the world, this point is mostly common through all of them. Whatever name, some may call it humility, some may call it the unborn, some may call it the BMT. This recognition, these insights are available to us only intuitively through the Sadguru's grace, through the Sadguru presence. And we must be empty to ourselves to meet this truly. As you are empty, which is quite natural actually, it's not difficult. Your presence is quite palpable. You may say it's quite apparent. And some of you may report that I experience it like a subtle vibration, the primordial vibration. Some may say I experience it in my heart region. Some may say it's not in the body but around the body. Some may say it's in the forehead. You may confirm all of these things. But that is just like the hook line from God. You see? Not that it must be uh, looked down upon in any way. We must have full reverence for this holy presence always. But it is it is like a clamp. It is like a something that, because we are so lost, we can still grasp to come back home. And again, in all forms of satsang, we invoke this holy presence in our heart. Even in the beautiful Hanuman Chalisa that we just sang, there's a line that says at the end, Kije Nath Hidaya Mahadera, which means that my master, my Lord, please find a home in my heart. Which is basically invoking the darshan of this holy presence in our heart. And yes, it is always there. It is not a coming and going, but it does seem to be lost in the hypnosis of the mind. But to live Without this is not to live at all. And all of us must dedicate our life to this discovery, to this presence, to this light of God. Because without this, living in this light of God, I've often said that this world is like trying to make ourselves a comfortable hell, hoping that one day it will become livable. So to become fully humble, not special, nobody, is to prepare the house for Krishna's arrival. And whether Krishna arrives or not is none of our business. Our job is to do it because we have faith in the reality of God. Don't get confused with the term Krishna. I'm just talking about the same presence itself. And whichever aspect of the Lord, whichever play of the Lord appeals to us the most, we can have our devotion to that or to them. That's completely fine. But the main task here is to become completely empty to ourselves. To deepen in our devotion, in our trust, to deepen in our servitude, in our humility, to deepen in our non-attachment to worldly things, to let go of the false. If we are empty, then all the pointers are available for you, but you cannot use them in a way that they should help the me. You see? And this is the struggle that most of you go through, that you are trying to be peaceful, you are trying to be happy, you are trying to be joyful, you are trying to be enlightened, you are trying to be free, you're trying to guide others, you're trying so many things for the me. And these become your blind spots because they are spiritual sounding things. You see? But if you were to really investigate what it is about, you will soon see that it is about me and not God. You see? So the spiritual sounding thing that you do for the me is as much egotistical as any other thing that you do for the me. So please don't fool yourself in a sort of spirituality which has nothing to do with God. Or if it has something to do with God, it is only that, oh, God for me. So when I find God, I will be happy. When I find God, then He will give me peace and then I will be special or enlightened or something like that. You see, so all this must be thrown out, thrown out. If you found God, but nothing special happened to you that you could show for it, that, hey, I'm somebody now special because I found God. It doesn't help improve your relationships, your money, your work situation, your health of your body. Nothing. It doesn't give you anything, but just you met God. Do you love God that much to want God in spite of no benefit? Okay, most of you are nodding. That's good. So now let's take it one step ahead. Suppose that to meet God, you had to let go of everything that you value in life. Everything that you're hoping to get will get better in spirituality becomes 100 times worse. But you still want God. You have nothing to show for it. You lose all your money. You become a beggar on the streets. But you have God. Or you have a chance of God. So we were just joking about Guruji's story about the twigs. Yeah? So what is your twig? What is your boundary line beyond which you cannot leave it to God? You have to come into the picture to manage. You need to have control over that. By the way, I'm not predicting that all of these things will happen, that you will become a beggar, that you will have no family. I'm not predicting that they will happen. I'm just saying that, can you leave all of these things to God with full faith, and not, faith does not mean the expectation that He will do it rightly according to my mind. Faith means that whatever situation God keeps us in, whatever we take ourselves to be, we are content with that. We are okay with that. We are in acceptance of that. Unless we feel clearly about this in our heart, don't rush to claim anything at all. Forget about the notion of enlightenment, freedom. First, clean the house. Remain the nobody that doesn't want to become a somebody or a nobody. Okay, there's a question. Dear Anantaji, in the Ashtavakra Gita, it says, I am not in the world, and the world is not in me. Yes. What does it mean? The first line might mean that I watch the world, but the second line, does it mean that both cannot be mixed like oil and water? The watcher stays pure. It is pointing us to the limitation of our intellect to understand. And that's how we started Satsang also, to take you beyond your conceptual knowledge, because everything that I've said, what does it mean? I've said that the ultimate reality is beyond presence and absence. What does it mean? Am I telling the truth or am I lying? It's beyond these constructs, no, of truth and lies, of right and wrong, of intellectual verification, conceptual understanding. So every sage has to find a way to transcend our intellect. And whether they use a koan to do it or the Vedantic way to tell you something about yourself, which is beyond conceptual understanding. These methods are used to transcend your intellect. And because you have faith in the master, therefore you realize that your intellect is stuck and therefore can be transcended. It can actually be um, gone through without much effort based on your faith. And then no Zen koan can be troublesome to us. We recognize everything in our heart. Don't also fall for the intellectual trick, which will tell you, that means that neither are true, or both can be true. You see, it's not that simple. Can we digress on to this for a moment? I think feel this is very important. So often I've noticed that when I say it is beyond conceptual grasp, we conceptually make it as like these contradictory seeming statements, we can make them seem like, oh, okay, then both are not true. Right? This boy once told me that you're making it really, really difficult for us to understand. You're making it really, really difficult for us to understand. And that's true, actually. He was not wrong. Because if all I give you after so many years of satsang is something that you understood, then I'm not doing a good job. Is it? So just coming to back to that point, you are not to negate it in the sense of saying, oh, there is no ghost, there is no world. You see, forget about all of it. It's all fine. You see, it's not like that. The master has given you a task. You're supposed to find a way in which the goose escapes the vase. If the answer was a simple negation, no, no, it can't be done. There is no goose, there is no universe. There, oh, forget about it. Then no people would not spend 20 years, solving this koan. Because to meet the fifth is not a simple conclusion. And for those of you who haven't heard me talk about this before, there are four quadrants in the house of logic. You see, so if you look at Western logic, there are usually just two quadrants, which is something can be true, then it cannot be false. And if something is false, then it cannot be true. So mostly in the West, it is linear like that. And of course, now in India and the rest of the East also, because we're so influenced by the West, we are mostly linear in that way, that something can be either true or not true. So true or false is the first true corners of this house of logic. The third corner is that something can be both true and false. You see, this is already shaky for most of us because we are conditioned in the Western way of thinking, but in the East it was very common at one point. You see? And the fourth corner is that it is neither true nor false. Neither true nor false. You see? So Many times it is said that when the Buddha was asked a question which is beyond intellectual grasping, he would answer with the fifth. He would say the answer is the fifth. You see? How can you meet this fifth quadrant? That fifth quadrant is the home of Jnana, of Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is not an intellectual exercise. It is to transcend your intellect. It is to return to a sheer simplicity. But it is often confused because it is conversation and words are used to get these points across, to bring us to the unborn, to the emptiness. So it is often confused as a path of knowledge, like conceptual knowledge. And many in India and in the West are trying to learn a lot to become Jnana Yogis. But actually, it is a transcending of these quadrants of logic and coming into the fifth. That is where true revelation lies, where true knowledge lies. So, when you are faced with something which seems contradictory, like you don't even have to look far. We were sharing the other day that I used to get very frustrated um, when I would read Bhagwan. No? You'd say 1 second you would say everything is already predetermined. You cannot do anything about anything at all. You see, everything is predetermined. Next chapter, he says you must spend every moment inquiring. If you don't do the inquiry, then nothing will happen for you. You see, so it's bound to be contradictory. How can it be all predetermined? Then why is the sage telling us to inquire if it's already written or not? So they serve the purpose. The sage doesn't want to necessarily frustrate us, but all these things are necessary for us to have faith in the Sadguru presence beyond the intellect. You see? So our attempt must be that, okay, now, if both statements are true, where can I meet this? Must be true because the sage is telling us, is there an aspect of myself where I can recognize the truthy nature of both of these pointings? That is the way to approach spiritual pointing, where we may start by understanding a little bit of it, the main points, but really we have to go deeper in our heart to really meet them, where logic and linearity of thought, linearity of conceptual understanding is not so important. But be careful of that. We can also become very uh, conceptual about it in the sense that I don't care. It's not meant to make sense anyway. You see, that's a new position that we have. It's meant to give you a bit of a headache, actually. It's good. It's fine. Because just like your attention, your intellect is also limited. All our attention, all our intellect is very limited. And it's human arrogance to presume that within our intellect we'll understand the working of God or even Guru. It is not possible for us to grasp. But don't make that a new position. Be empty of all positions. So I'm waiting for all of you to change the protagonist of your story. Who's the main one in your story? Do you have a guru? You have a guru? Yes? How come your guru is not the main one in your story? Hmm? Some of you may say, okay, no, I don't have a guru. I listen to some teachers. Then I like to do it myself, it's a little bit from here, a little bit from there, but really, I'm happy with myself. So then you say, okay, now, do you believe or do you have faith in God? Yeah, I'm on the search for God. Obviously I have faith in God, and that is why I'm a seeker. So then again I can ask you, so how come you are the main one in your story and not God? Now some of you may even say, no, but even God, I don't know about God. I have too much conditioning about God. And because of the way I was parented, I have a lot of negative conditions about God and things like that. I just want the self which is nirguna, has no attributes, is the ultimate reality. So then how come that one is not the central character in your story? The guru is a beautiful mechanism for you to hold on to. And if you don't, you don't find the external form of any master appealing, then hold on to the Sadguru presence within yourself. And we were taking a nice way to look at that. You see. So let's say one day you woke up and Guruji was sitting in your house. You just woke up and he's just sitting there. And you say, what are you doing here? Like, I'm going to live here now. I'm just going to live here now. So we'll have a few moments of uh, disbelief. You may say, you're just fooling me. Is it my birthday today or is it April Fool's Day, which is coming tomorrow? You may have a few moments where you're ready to accept that you've been given this gift. No? But suppose it is true. You found that Guruji is now living in your house. You see? How will that change your life? You have a problem. If you have a problem, ask Guruji what to do. You see, because it's fully yours. He's living in your house and fully available to you. You cannot bother him. He's not busy with other things. Nothing at all. He's just fully yours. So you have a problem. What do I do? Left or right? Ask Guruji. Now, if Guruji responds with silence, what is your move? Will you say, no, I won't go to you? Will you say like that? No. Then, if you're tired, you need some comfort, go to the Guru. If you're not finding God, go to the Guru. Will you be the central protagonist of your life after this has happened? Cannot be. Well, the mind can tempt you into that, but hopefully it's not that easy. So the Sadguru presence that you're being pointed to is the presence of which all the masters are just mere instruments, isn't it? All the external forms of the masters, they themselves have very clearly told us, all of them, that they are just Their body is just an instrument for the holy presence that they have found within themselves. And it is the very same presence that all of you are discovering. You see? So the Sadguru lives in your house, more intimate than your house, because your house could be demolished. But this cannot be taken away from you. You see, your house may be burned, it can be demolished, some accident may happen by the force of nature, something may happen, or you may not have money for rent, so you may have to vacate your house, whatever. All that can happen to your house. But this intimate discovery inside, nothing can take it away from you. Nothing can happen in the world that this goes away. You see? So either you've not met this presence, or you don't take it to be what it really is, which is the presence of God's light itself. And if you haven't met it, then become empty, my loves, my children. Please become empty. Let go. All the tools are with you. All the blessings are with you. All the support is with you. But you can use all of that to climb the tree of specialness as well. All that is available to you. Don't try to become somebody with it. Count on this holy light within you, this holy presence within you, for everything. Even if you feel like you haven't found it, count on it for everything. Start with that. And if you become silly or stupid and your family says you're losing your mind, say you're happy to, it's okay. You have to risk it. You have to risk it. In the light of this holy presence itself, the Sadguru presence, do you notice the unlimited nature of your being? That being in which space and time is born. Light and sound is born. All our perceptions and sensations are born. Within that being, and that being itself, the presence of that being itself reveals the source of even that being, which is your ultimate reality. And when you're looking this way, through the portal of I amness, you are going this way, and you hit the limit of your attention. Your attention cannot take you any further back. Beyond that is your self-recognition. But if you go in with your attention in that way, which is the outer, and you're falling for your mind's visualizations of awareness and being, you can see which way your attention is going, isn't it? So if your attention is like the spring, as it is famously called, and if it is compressed fully, and there is no further for your attention to go, and after that you have an insight about who you are, then that insight you can trust. But if it is expanded outwards, and you're seeing some experiences which can come and go, then that is not the insight which is spoken about in Satsang. Yes. Which way is your knowledge coming from? Is your knowledge coming from like that, outwardly? Or is your knowledge coming beyond the compressed spring, being compressed as much as it could be? And yet beyond that is your intuitive insight into yourself. Yeah, there's a question in the chat which says, I pray that I can get some direction, whether I can continue this path. Overflowing love, but system is just throwing up all sorts of things. Or maybe I should just accept this confusion as grace. Yes, you must follow this path. You must follow this path. But the eye that is following the path must get thinner and thinner. Because like I said, on this path also can give you the tree to climb in the form of spiritual experiences, in the form of various things that we can encounter. So I must follow this path, but this I must deplete with every insight, must deplete. Our somebodyness must deplete and dissolve into the tanmatra of the somebody which will remain as is the design of the world. But anything more than that will feel like an infection to you. You yourself will become so sensitive that you cannot take a me which is heavier than atomic size. So my full blessings, of course, are that you must follow this path. But that you that is following must start to fall away, deplete away, and only God must remain. That's the first part. The second part was this overflowing love, but system is throwing up all sorts of things. Or maybe I should just accept this confusion as grace. Yes, if you can accept that which the mind cannot accept, but you accept, then you have started to transcend the mind. Next one says, Father, there is a lot of opposition from body-mind. Body is trembling, shaking, falling sick. Please bless that all that is false can burn. Yes. Everything will come in this Maya to take you away from that which you're being pointed to. Everything will come. Sometimes the best partner will appear, the best seeming. Okay, there is no such thing as the best partner. The best seeming partner will appear. Sometimes an alternative spiritual path will appear. Sometimes you find do something, you're so relaxed. And your mind says, wow, this is so relaxing. This is so easy. Who wants to go to this place and get confused with contradictions and all that? This is so much easier. Are you saying I can just sit like this and become free? It can seem very attractive. It can seem very attractive. But what happens in a few weeks? same old, because if it is working, your mind is bound to resist whatever it is that is working. Okay? By no means am I saying that any other place that you could go from here, you cannot find the truth. Of course you can. But there is no way that your mind will come into acceptance of its own dissolution. That is not its design. So it will find a way to take you out from satsang, and then even if you go to another place which is true, it will find another way to take you out from there as well, because it doesn't want to leave. It doesn't want to leave its dominance. So many leave the path of self-inquiry because they feel like, I can just surrender. Who wants to know who am I? Just surrender to God. You see? And then after you really started to surrender, your mind is recognizing that you stop caring so much about me. It's all about God, Guru, Self. And the mind says, oh, no, this is too lazy. I was doing so well in inquiry. You see, how can I just be sitting around? Oh no, I left the true master and I've come to this. You see, and this merry-go-round we can continue. And it's very easy in today's Google age anyway. And now the age of AI is coming, so it'll become even easier. You can probably in a few years you'll be able to create your own master to you exactly your own preference. And not chop you, not will answer every question patiently, will fulfill everything that your intellect wants. That is coming very soon anyway. So we could have a temptation. You can have the form that you prefer. It can have all the answers that you want to hear. Nobody is going to say off with your head. So it may become even more confusing as we go along. So all this, the body may start acting up. It may seem like you're doing so much better without coming to satsang. All these things will happen. And you have to just follow your heart about it. Because what is this man meant to do? Nothing. This man is just a mere servant to the same heart which is within you, same presence within you. One said, Sri Chat GPT G. Yes. Something like that. So before things become even more confusing, and I don't know whether what the next few years are going to bring for us, but heed my advice while we still have time. Empty yourself, devote yourself to God, devote every experience to God. So let's take the child who sent the question earlier. A lot of opposition from body, mind, body is trembling, shaking, falling sick. Please bless that the falls can burn. Yes, in the same way you take it to the Sadguru presence. Allow that to unfold naturally. But be very clear that you're following your heart, because remember that the mind has a very nice way of posing as the heart as well. So what is the conclusive check? When you truly have the insight into your true nature, because that insight can only come through your heart, then you realize that you're following your heart. Everything else, the mind is very good at pretending. Next question is, if all the gurus are instruments of same presence within me, how come each one gives different answers or guidance? Yes, because the truth is not linear, like we were saying earlier. It is not linear, and at least in this way, here a lot of contradictions will come. One day, surrender everything, don't do anything at all. Next day, you have to do the inquiry all the time. All this will happen. Is our faith dependent on our rationality? And if our intellect says, no, 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 you see, this is not the correct answer. You see, firstly, then we already know. How do we know that both can't be true? How do we know that every single different answer is not the right answer? Only our intellect has these boundaries. No? Is there a deeper aspect to you where you can meet what is being shared from the essence instead of the surface level logic, which will have its affirmations and negations? So that was the story of the fifth. What is the fifth corner of the house? Mhm. I trust and feel this vast and open contemplation is dissolving my attention and leaves the awareness in its natural nakedness. In fact, I cannot follow a thread. Sorry, but I feel more the opening and the dissolving as the discovery of trust and faith. Yes, very good, very good, very good. But make this now about God. Okay, let's go. I feel like Kim was waiting for some time, so let's go to Kim first, and then we'll go to Georgie Nirwan.
Thank you. Namaste, Ananta-ji.
Good to see you, my dear.
Very good to see you. I'm not sure the words I have now. I've been listening to you, and I've had many answers. Can you hear?
Yes, yes, yes.
I know. I want to say we visited you more than half a year ago, and I have always wanted to say again thank you for this, and I have felt in the last time before the clock switched again. I could only come like an hour late to Satsang. Now it's better again, and I felt for the last year as if I were in some hiding or something, because only listening with camera off and always doing some work sometimes. So, now today I did nothing and was just listening, and I know I want to say that I can say I'm very grateful, but I want to say so much more and so much less at the same time. Like I would like to. I know I cannot express your greatness and the greatness of this, and so that's the more that I would like to have in words. And I know that it can't be in words, and it can't be. It is everything, and I and you.
So sweet. I'm loving your lack of ability to articulate what you're trying to say, and that is so touching and sweet for me. So thank you for this report. It's very sweet. In fact, your visit is here as if it happened yesterday. I remember you and your friends, very clearly. It was a very sweet visit that we had, and it was very nice. So I'm happy that this switch of time, daylight savings, presumably has happened one way or the other. I don't know which way it works, but I'm happy if you get to spend more time in satsang. It's very good, and I'm very happy to see you here in this way.
It's also for us. I believe my sister is also right now in satsang here with you. She always also is, and we also feel like it's been yesterday, and India is very much in our hearts, and you are.
Very good, very good. Very good. Full blessings to both of you and your friends and everyone there. Thank you. So nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, the next question on chat is, each moment this I am is so unprepared for what is coming. Every time I feel, yes, I can let go of this identity, something comes up so strongly. Yes. So this, not I am, but this what you are not is unprepared. It's not the I am which is unprepared. Everything that is coming in the intelligence and the very light of that I amness. So maybe we're using different terminology. So let's clarify for a moment. You are not the one that needs to be prepared or can be prepared, the limited one who is presumably leading this life. The I am is your unlimited being, in which millions of universes like this have taken birth and dissolved. So how can that one be unprepared? Okay? Every time I feel, yes, I can let go of identity, something comes up so strongly. Yes, of course. Of course. The mind is not going to sit quietly when it's losing the battle. It's going to send the best warriors, no? And the best warriors. So it's not going to sit quietly. Heavily to shake my ground, yes, of course. We just discussed this. There's so much of fear, pain, deception in the aspiration. Just forget about yourself. Make your life about the presence. If you found the presence, then make it about the presence. If you haven't found the presence, then make it about the presence. Just make it about the presence and not about you. Send me a report if you can from that one's perspective. What is presence going through? It's regular water, yes. All right, very good. Let's go to Georgie.
Hello, Father.
No, my dear. What highlightable question do you have today? No pressure, no pressure. Are you changing your question now?
No, actually, you just said you just asked us to report from the presence, and
Yeah.
I feel like My report is not from the presence.
Okay, let's hear a bit of it. Maybe we can look together from the presence then.
Okay. You were talking before about you, you were talking about things like driving us away from satsang, or just the way that we kind of divert our attention from satsang, and I feel that's what's happening, not due to one particular thing, really. It's just it changes.
Yes.
It's not like one thing.
Yes.
It's just for instance, the potency to inquire the way that it was when I inquired with you.
Yes.
Like last week, for instance, that I was able to inquire because you were holding my hand.
Yeah.
And lately, it's
Okay, can I see if I can help today as well? Because I have a sense that I met you very deeply. So if I was to ask you, what is that which you want most in the world? Or most, even outside the world is okay.
God.
Yeah, fine.
God.
No. Then you're fine. Is it? Now, are you saying that there are more conditions, that there are, yes, God, but not at the cost of something? Is it like that?
No, it's not like that. But I say that, and then I go about doing the opposite.
Yes. So it is not God at the cost of something else, but it's become God and something else. Is it like that?
No, I wish there was something. No, I mean it's nothing like I can't say, yeah, this thing is attracting me more than God. There's nothing like that.
Yes. So
It's
what
just,
is it that you feel you're getting distracted by?
yeah, just the mind. Just the mind, but also
But what you don't have to get into the specifics if you don't want, but what aspect of the mind? Which offer from the mind? Is it work? Is it
it
relationship?
changes
Is it...
all the time. Yeah, the last thing was work, and before that it was something else, and before that it was something else. It changes.
Well, I'll tell you what to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop it. Say it, say it.
I feel like
And I can't stop it. How can I just stop? Yes, you can.
I need to expose all these things.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No.
I feel like something is losing potency, you know.
Okay, so what to do with that? 2 words.
Stop it.
Yes. You
Okay.
don't feel like that, you think like that.
Can
So
I
stop
give you an example?
Okay, then you know what's coming up. Okay. Should we do the whole bit? I can say, what is it? That our sessions are only 10 minutes long, or what is that whole? Some of you may not have seen this one. So I don't refund. Okay, go. Your time starts now.
Oh, okay. By the way, Father, I saw there is already an app that is a guru. I think it's called Eckhart, or and it's supposed to be like this enlightened master.
Personalize your guru with AI.
Yes, I've seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, yeah, it feels like I'm letting it win. I'm letting it win. Like in those times, even if I recognize no, there's not enough potency to really recognize it with my being. And this is happening a lot. So the other thing is overcoming. And I'm feeling detached, a little bit detached from everything, from satsang.
Okay, so you said you want God more than anything else. And there is nothing that you would say that you want God at the cost of, or God not at the cost of something. And you would also not say God and anything else. So it's clear to you that it is God. Now, what do you mean by potency? Because this is potency to me.
Because it needs to be exercised.
It's to be exercised in the sense that you remain empty, you're not remaining empty?
No, no.
Okay, so stop it. Or start it in this case. Don't wait for the potency to come, you start. Is it dependent? Is our emptiness dependent on something? That something has to be there at the body level, at the mind level, at the emotion level. Something has to be there, and then we can be empty. And now, if emptiness was dependent on something else, then the mind could just make sure you're never empty. So what are you waiting for? What is this potency thing?
That's the thing. I feel like there is a gap between what I...
Are you saying feel like to think like?
What? Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
So you know what to do with that.
Yeah. Okay.
These conclusions you're making about yourself, are they mental?
Yes.
So stop it. And by the way, in all of this, who's in the center of the story? Can't hear. Lost your audio.
Yeah, it's the person.
So
Can you
many.
hear me now?
Yes. So many things I can say. Stop it to today.
Yeah, that's why.
You had the disclaimer when you started. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I need to put myself under the light pattern and just.
Who is at the core of all of these questions is an idea of helplessness which the mind proposes, saying that there is no potency, I can't be empty, maybe I'm not that much in the fire of satsang, maybe I'm losing interest. All of this is proposing that something else is needed for us to be empty. But nothing is needed. You don't need your mind's approval. If your mind is distracting you more, that is what it is going to do. It is not going to make things easier. It is not going to say, oh, I love your fire for God these days. It is only going to say, it is only going to say, look at you. You're not even in fire. What a waste. Yeah. So don't expect its certification. You be empty. And don't say, I don't feel like inquiring and I don't feel like, because it's just thoughts.
And what when it feels like it is a battle between.
If it is,
Another battle. It feels like it is a battle, even though there is no battle, it does feel like that.
yeah, fight. Then you fight. If it feels it's a battle, then you fight.
But who am I to fight?
Don't then, if you would ask that question, there would be no battle. So don't start asking now when it is time to fight. In the sense that this is exactly the Arjuna conundrum, no? You say that there is a battle. That means you're already taking yourself to be someone. You see, can there be a battle without that? So when the battle is going on or it started, you did not ask, who am I? You see, now you say the battle is on. And I'm saying that you must fight against that which is false, throw it out, stop it, all of these things. Then you want to ask, who am I?
I don't know if I'm following you now, see?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So actually, one way to fight is to really also ask yourself, who am I?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean. When there is that fight going on, I know that there is something.
But what are the point I'm making to you is that, is it possible for that fight to happen, the battle to happen, if you continue to ask yourself who you are?
Well, it happens like that. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, ask yourself who you are and let's see what battle can happen. Let's do it together. So we are inquiring into who we really are. You see how to do this inquiry? If a thought comes, I'm going the quick version, okay, for you. So if a thought comes, you say, who witnesses even that thought? Now we've left all perception and concept behind. Tell me if it is not true.
Yeah, but you're holding my hand now, and that makes it easier.
Yes, and that's why I said that if you don't feel the presence, then still make it all about the presence. And if you feel that presence is me, then make it all about me. You cannot get into battle if you are surrendered and inquiring in this way or inquiring in this way. You have to fight in the sense of, many times it will feel like to let go of your next thought is a fight. It can seem very true. It can seem very tempting. It can seem very alive. And to let go will seem like it is painful to let go because it's so true, but it isn't. You see, just like withdrawal symptoms, it can seem like a fight, but it'll get easier and easier. And be careful of the mind's tricks, which will tell you, I feel like. It's basically just hiding that it's just thoughts. But
no bad problem. I know this is all just BS, but it needs to come out. It's like throwing up.
what is the last part? The last phrase? I think.
Did I lose you again?
Throwing up. Yes. There is never a time where your Sadguru presence deserts you. It's always there for you. So never feel that you are alone or you can't do this. It is just a mind trick to tell you that, oh, you can't do this without Father helping you. Of course you can. Of course you can.
But is there something that changes when you're there? Because there seems to be.
Yes, it does, but of course you can. The mind still tries to make like an entry, it says, yes, but
Yes.
I know what video you're going to watch later.
Sorry?
I know which video you're going to watch later. You can predict.
The previous one?
Don't know which video. It's not a siddhi I have. I feel like you'll watch the stop it video. You know about this one, isn't it?
I think last year you sent us something. The
Yeah.
stop-it video?
Yes, that's
It's pretty good. It would be nice to have it again.
yes, we'll share.
Yeah.
Very good, my child. Very good. Let's go to Ananda and Mateo.
Thank you, Father.
Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. And I hear you. Thank you. And thank you for the gift of this Sangha. Thank you for the gift of Keisha,
Yes, very good.
truly. And so I'm going to honor what she shows me every day, to not speak from my thoughts and speak from the beingness. So
Yes.
felt very strongly to come to you today.
No. Make the support from your beingness.
Oh, sure. Yes.
You
Okay.
said already.
Yes.
Okay.
Mind is very close at the moment.
Beingness is saying?
The mind energy, the
Yes.
thought.
Is the beingness saying?
narrative.
Is your
Okay.
being saying that?
No. It's noticed that as my all the insights that have been happening, that have been occurring, the mind has been attacking more stronger. And
Your being is concerned about this?
no. Yeah.
If you made your whole life about God's light in your heart,
Yes.
would you be concerned about how much the mind is attacking and what it means if the mind is attacking and who's being attacked and what you're doing about it and what's working for you and what's not working for you? Suppose you threw all of that out. Now what?
Fear coming. There's a fear coming.
There's a sort of affliction which is to checking on your state through the lens of the mind, which interprets things, which says, oh, this is fear, this is like that. So the instruction to be in God's light, to be with your being, is really to allow all of these to go and not give them any value at all. And even if you say, I am just exposing, many times our exposing is a way of giving it value. What exactly, if you could have one thing, what is that thing you would want?
To be who I am, to be done with the psychological mind, to be God, just with God.
Why? What will that give you?
Nothing. I'm in love with God and I'm in love with nothing. It's just,
Yes.
it doesn't give you anything, but it's life. It's just life.
Yes.
When you feel God, you just feel like you're breathing.
No, is it so that you can feel better with all these feelings?
No.
And is how you're feeling a determinant of whether God's presence is being experienced or not?
It's experienced that way.
Is it experienced that way or is it thought that way?
It's thought that way and believed in that way.
No, stop it.
Can you show?
Huh?
There's a loop of thoughts that have been playing
Now
continuously.
who are you?
The mind.
Do you enjoy this game too much?
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I'm done, Father. I'm so
So
done.
if I tell you, you don't track your mind or your emotions for just 1 minute, don't track what's happening to them because you say you don't love it. So let's not do it. Now,
There's no other choice.
does it seem difficult to remain open and empty like this?
Yeah, sometimes
It'll get easier. It'll get
there's
easier.
one thing that
Is it about the mind and emotions or no?
don't know. It's something that's been occurring.
But why, how come you don't know? Because you are the witness of it, no?
Because the experience
Is
lately
there something
has been
where it is so compelling that you're not able to look, and therefore you can say, I don't know whether it is coming from the mind, because there is never a
It is
moment,
coming from the mind.
there is never a moment in our life where in that moment we cannot spot where it is coming from. We may get confused about it later. We may say later about, I don't know whether that was from mind or heart about that. But moment to moment, you are never confused about where something is coming from. So when you say don't know, either there is a reluctance to look, or you feel like you'll find out is from the mind, therefore it'll lose value. There is some mechanics there which I'm not buying. So when you say I don't know, when I ask you where is it from, that means the mind has played a trick, you see. Now let's try again.
It's known where it's coming from. It's the mind.
Yes, yes.
And there is it's noticed that you said give everything to you, surrender every single shred.
Mhm.
And as that's being done, you take care of everything, Father. All the burdens are taken care of. And it's just a tap that's coming from the mind that is, it's whenever you speak, or I'm listening to Guruji, or in front of a Sangha, this burning is happening. And there's things coming up to the surface.
Yeah. So this is exactly what I was saying. So what I want you to do is let anything happen in any layer of your existence, emotional layer, thoughts, the world, any of all these are layers of your existence. Let anything happen. You be concerned only with what's happening to God. So if it is burning, or it is fully peaceful, it feels so nice, or it's really difficult, don't be concerned. You say you surrendered everything to me. No? Is it so that you can feel better? I ask again.
No, but we'll see. There is something at this moment that wants to feel better. Can see that.
There is something, and these terms are those who are brand new to Satsang. You have the power to determine where something is coming from. You
It's
can spot
coming from the
mind.
mind.
So if it is coming from the mind, what to do with it? Is there some hope that one day the mind will tell you the truth about something?
No.
Then
Is that what it's just, there's
no,
one,
still mind. With all your might, with everything at your disposal, everything. Let go of your next thought. That's all. Everything. Don't buy into it, no matter what the offer is, how true it sounds, how much it'll help you if you had the answer to this. What are you going to do with all these answers?
nothing.
Exactly. So all that you need to know is already you have it with you. You heard enough satsang for that. Now you have to put that into practice by letting go. Just let go.
Can just be put at your feet right now. What's coming up?
Coming up where?
In the mind.
Leave it. That's it. Exactly like this. It will be a bit difficult at times. It will seem compelling. It'll say, but this is so true. I need to expose it. You see, it has to go. I have to leave this. All this is just from the mind.
Yes.
It can seem very true. And I can tell in your eyes that you're going through the struggle of taking it to be true, then dropping it because you're seeing it's the mind. So it's fine. All these are the withdrawal symptoms from the mind. But I'm not going to give you the drug, you see, of acceptance to your mind so that you can alleviate your withdrawal symptoms. I want you to go through your withdrawal symptoms so you can be free of this thing. You see, because your mind wants some acceptance, some approval, which says, this is what happened, this is what I'm going through. I know what you're going through. You are the being itself. You are the light of this universe. That is your reality. Everything else is being posed by the mind as if it is true about you. You're back in the mind, isn't it?
There are, there is, don't know how to, there is a noticing though that when a certain, when
Where is
everything came,
Where
don't
is
know
this,
how to share this
where is this report from?
from the mind.
Just notice it and let it go. Notice it and let it go. If you were all supposed to come to Satsang today and give me a gift, what gift would that be? Would it be something from your mind?
No.
Okay, so give me that gift. That's all I want, my dear. Your emptiness, your openness, your coming to God's light and staying there in spite of the highest temptations. And of course, they are compelling. I'm not undervaluing the fact that they can seem compelling, but the only way to get over them is by letting them go. And the more you continue to value them in this way, the more compelling they will seem. So,
Yes.
although even this may seem like tough medicine because I'm not listening to you, you want to say certain things about what's happening to you, but trust me, I know who you are in your reality.
Thank you.
You see, I know who you are in your reality. So you don't need to give me a report which the mind tells you is happening to you.
Yes. I know who I am, Father, and I want to speak from there. There is a
Let's
habit to
start
speak.
now. This is better. This is better, but not fully there. Just let go of all self-concern, all desire, everything, all checking, just empty. Very good.
What
No,
when
you're in the wrong place. So you're back in the wrong place. Don't evaluate, don't interpret. Just be innocent like a child. You can do it. I see glimpses of openness as I'm seeing
I
you.
know it's true. There's
Okay.
no doubt it's true, but
Yeah.
then doubt still plays a little bit.
Not the but then stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to give you your mind more of a platform because I feel that the more you have the platform, the more the mind will compel you to try and say something, be somebody, all of
Yes.
it. Okay. So
Choosing to stand in my light.
I've given you
We
enough.
choose to stand in my light.
Yes, I've given you enough medicine for today. I feel like we should go to the next question now. Okay, very good. Bless you. Bless you. Let's go to Kunal.
Hello, Father. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear. Good, good, good.
Hello. I just want to say I came in here with a lot of juice
Yeah.
about what I was going to tell you, but after hearing you talk to a lot of other people, sometimes the cup gets empty again, and I don't quite really have much more to say sometimes. But one thing I do want to say is that, and I hope this is not coming from ego. I hope it's coming from a true place. But I do want to say that, you as my father, if I truly pledge allegiance to you, I can say that I am that presence, that God is here no matter what I'm going through, no matter what emotions are arising. Last time I spoke with you, I believe I told you I was feeling a lot of guilt and different kinds of negativity, but God was still there even when I was going through that. I don't know if this is coming from the mind or if it's my experience, but I think it's better to hold on to that concept, even if it is a concept, than the opposing concept. So
all the concepts or any concept, one or two are usually enough, which help us to remain empty, which remind us to remain empty in this way, can be used. And that's why we have the pointers in Satsang. So that's good. That's good. I'm happy to hear you doing well.
thank you, Father. Thank you.
Very good. Anything you're struggling with now? Anything I can help you with, or?
Again, just constantly going with the mind patterns, I think, and not remaining empty. And
looking at you today, it doesn't look like you're constantly doing that. So maybe you're still doing it, but it doesn't look like you're constantly there. I feel like you're much more open today than you were last time. So very, very good. Very good.
thank you, Father.
Good. Keep going like this, and whenever you feel to, you can come up and make a report like this, and we'll check in together.
Yes, Father. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Shrikant.
Father.
Namaste, my dear.
Namaste, Father. Father, you always speak about God, God's light, and
Yeah.
But I don't see this devotion or the search for God in me.
Yeah. And what brings you to Satsang?
This when I saw, I mean, long back, that I wanted to like relax for a couple of days. This was back in sometime 2016 or sometime while I was in US.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, sorry?
I missed that part. You wanted what?
I wanted to relax. I mean, just do nothing.
Relax.
Just totally relax, doing nothing. And I took a break for 2 days. Till then, I was like super busy. And then I noticed that I'm not able to relax. This mind was always there. And then that's how I started looking into different things.
Yeah.
So, and then I also noticed that it doesn't matter about how much I fix my life or like situations with job and money, I will not be fulfilled. So this is what the urge which brings me to
Yes.
satsang again and again.
Yes. So to come to satsang like this again and again, you either have a deep love for God or you want the truth very badly. You see? And both are the same thing. There is no difference between God and truth.
Yeah, I mean, I and then once I heard from Richard Alpert Ramdas saying that he heard from I think it's Neet Kadoli Baba that God, Guru, and Self are the same. So that's how I look at it. I mean, but then often I hear this from you, so I wanted to bring this up to you.
Yes, of course. And even today we talked about this, that God, Guru, and Self are the same. Just find something that you can replace as the central character in your story. If you have a guru, then how come you are at the middle of your story still? If you have faith in God, then how come God is not the center of your story? And if what you want is the self, then how come everything is not about the self? This is what we said, implying that you can pledge your life, you can devote your life to any of that, whatever construct helps you.
And then also this desire for a quiet mind is making my mind more noisy and just fighting.
What is making your mind more noisy?
My desire for the quiet mind.
Yes.
It's I feel like it's giving more energy to my mind.
Yes, my dear. We've spoken about this before also. So what you have to do is not want a quiet mind, but allow it to come and go. Even if it wants to give 100 thoughts a minute, let it come. It's okay.
But what if the same story repeats again? I mean, I
Yes.
started.
So what? And the same story repeats. Does it make it more true because it repeats?
No, but I mean, I'm lost in that story.
How do you get lost? Stop it.
So I don't see this.
How to
Gap,
stop?
I feel.
Huh?
I read this from Papaji that whenever something like this happening, it is you have to check that which identity you are taking to believe that story.
Yes. If you read everybody, you read just all of us in our lineage also, there's enough for you to get fully confused. I'm telling you, just stop it. Don't follow your mind thoughts. Don't apply any tactics, strategies, none of it. Just let it come, let it go. Let it come, let it go. That's all.
I mean, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, we do it together. So wait for the thought to come. And when it comes, you'll be able to report it's come because your attention is on it. Don't try to divert your attention from it. Naturally, you will notice that the thought's tendency is to go away. It cannot remain actually naturally. But there's an aspect of you called belief, which wants to make it eternal, which wants to make it true. Don't apply that belief. Allow the thought to come and go. That's all. Don't force your attention in any way. Just be natural, don't worry. Is it tough? No, like that. But the mind will tempt you and say, but this is boring. You can't always sit like this. Do something with your life. All of that, you know what to do with it. Just let it come, let it go. Everything, whatever the temptation may be. And truly if you have the love for the truth this much, if you are tired of living this way of the mind, then all these temptations will not be strong for you. If you're truly not interested in anything the world has to offer, then the mind really can't tempt you too much. It'll still try. Don't expect it to stop trying. But its offers will mostly be about the world only, or they'll become about progress in spirituality and things. So, but if you are in love with God, Guru, Self, it's not for you that you're doing this. So even that cannot be tempting for you. My dear.
Thank you, Father.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to Sylvia.
Hello, Father.
Oh, again.
Just felt to come to say hello.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and
Who all do you have in the wall? You have such a beautiful wall there. Ah,
yeah,
is that the
it's
young
Guruji.
Guruji on the right? On my
Sorry?
right? The small photo is of the young photo of Guruji. No? On the right.
Yes, it's in
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes,
Ramana Ashram.
yes. I know this one. Yes. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at the beginning of the satsang, when you put Hanuman Kalisa, I'm not so used with these things.
Yes.
But somehow Nim Karoli Baba came super strongly, and I put his picture here, and yeah,
Hanuman, no? Hanuman, yes.
yeah. Yeah. In I don't know if I had to mention, but I had 2 or 3 days more tough, like to let go of like a strong attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, in this satsang I saw that it's like God, it's important, and yeah, maybe to put this at your feet and to ask for a blessing.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's go to Samia.
Hello, Father.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Love you, love
Yeah,
you.
it feels like it's been a very long time since we talked. I don't remember, but yeah, so happy.
Yeah. Good, good, yeah. What do you have behind?
Buddha. I have Buddha, which Guruji has painted this one.
Yeah.
Yes. And Guruji, and it's written, I'm absolutely in love with nothing.
Okay.
This is a yantra.
Yantra.
Yeah.
What's the yantra for?
This is from Amma's ashram.
What does it do?
Yeah. What does it do? So it's written. I can read.
Read it.
This yantra will remove dosham, the negative effects, indwelling all types.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see the close. Let's see how it looks. Rutima also has something. Jyotima also has something like this in her house.
Yes.
She said it's so much. Is it working?
I don't know. Well, I think it works because even when I just I feel like it works, Father, because when I see, just it gives me ease. So
That's
it's
good.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to know that it's there. So yeah. But other than this, yeah. I don't know if I should give you reports or something.
What do you feel?
I felt to say thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Just recently, I feel like so much grace, undeserved grace with me, which makes my seeing just so clear. Like really, I don't know where did it come from and why, and I'm not questioning it, but just your guidance about light of presence. Like when I think about as words, like it's nothing, but it's just so palpable here. Like with every meditation of Guruji, it's just so crystal clear, and sometimes it's like a little bit shocked, like how it can be so clear. And yeah, as I said, it's like just grace. I feel like just I don't know where the grace came from, but like it's just so clear, and I'm just so happy about this presence. And yeah, it's just deepening so much layers. It's just so beautiful, and I'm just enjoying so much, Father, in this deepening, and I'm just so thankful with this. And also another thing is that I feel more distant about life. As you know, I was just so passionate about
Passionate. I
what's
was wondering,
happening.
patience.
No.
Passionate, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, and I feel actually more distant about things like yes, like even though things are still can play and things will play, it's certain.
So you're moving from passionate to patient.
Sorry.
You're moving from passion to patience. Because you're allowing things to take their own time. They will play out how they are playing. It's good.
Yeah, because yeah, there's this passion about this. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it's like some acceptance came by your grace, of course. And I'm so happy about this. And I feel like recently also some changes are taking place. It's still I feel like I'm in the midst of it, and I'm happy about this. I was waiting for this actually. So like more hearing the heart's voice.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. And actually, I would love to sing for you if there is no one to speak, and if it is okay for you, Father.
Yeah. Just finish with a couple of more hands, and after that, just come up and
Sure.
very happy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's go to Nirvan. Which one of the twins are you? I always get confused.
I don't know.
How to say that?
No,
Yeah.
we spent some time together.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why I raised my hand.
It's good. Good for this. This is good. This is good. If anything comes up now, you can share. It's completely fine.
And somehow I'm living now near Sahaja.
Yeah.
And there's a big fire in Guruji's pointings recently.
Very good. Very good.
And somehow the energy and the attention is just, solidifying somehow in the heart. Like, it just feels like also the mind is falling in love with the heart. Like, yeah, for a long time, maybe there was lots of resistance.
Yeah.
But now it just feels very simple,
Very good. Very good. Yes. This is a natural part of this process where it will feel like that mind itself is getting dipped in the holiness of the heart, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's also, Bhagavan says, don't be attached even to the bliss that comes.
Definitely.
In order to like the
Definitely. Yes. But I don't feel like I see that in you as you're reporting. I feel that the attachment, the love actually is more for Guruji, for your heart. So I'm not sensing that you're getting attached to a particular state or something. I feel you're fine.
Yeah, sometimes, it can go like from extreme to extreme.
Yes.
And both are very clearly seen. Yeah. And just so you know, I'm working now, so I keep going on and off camera, just because I have to like take phone call. And
I see. That's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine.
Yeah. It's
good.
so good to be here with you.
Oh, so good to see you again. Very happy to have you here. All my love, all my blessings. Okay, let's go to the last one for the day. Radhe Shyam ji.
नमस्ते ब्रदर, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ, आप बताओ कैसे हो आप?
बस ठीक हूँ।
बस ठीक हो कि बिल्कुल ठीक हो?
पता नहीं।
अभी तो ठीक लग रहे हो बिल्कुल।
ठीक लग रहा हूँ,
ठीक लग
बस आपकी कृपा चाहिए।
आपकी माला मेरी तरह की है।
हाँ।
All my love, all my blessings. Thank you. Okay, so it wasn't the last one apparently. Let's go to the sisters, Laura and Paula.
Hello, Father.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for taking us in the last minute.
You're together now? You moved in with her? Yeah,
Yes,
very good.
few days ago, we're starting new life together.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes. Father, I felt to come and share with you something that it's been here for a long time, and it's about sexuality, and it's something that I received a guidance many years ago, and it's been always with me, but somehow I've left it a bit aside since I came to Guruji and you, but I just want to have your blessing on this because I don't know nothing about it. I really don't. It was meant like intellectual or theoretical thing, you know. But somehow it's been always in my heart, like it's a kind of way of approaching sexuality and relating with God also, and offering it to God and like work with it. Like I feel it's kind of like a technology within the body or something like that, but I have no idea what it is. But now that I have a partner and kind of dealing with it, maybe, I don't know.
What is there something about it which is about sexuality which you're concerned about, confused about? What is the question?
It's how to approach it in a like spiritual way or something. Like
Okay.
I the guidance that I receive it's basically like how to take this energy and move it like upward or something like that. I have no idea, but I have this hunch or something, like this feeling that it is like it is like that, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So
I have some good news for you. The good
yes.
news is that you don't have to bother.
Okay.
Bother to move it up or where the energy is going. Of course, there are many traditions and practices and cultures which focus on that whole thing. And in satsang, actually, we sometimes I feel like my children are having the reverse problem where it's like becoming very troublesome that it is rising up, that energy and all that is going. So just naturally, as you're open and empty, or I don't usually talk about this, but little bit I'll share. So all the layers of your existence in some way are interrelated and connected. So as you're becoming empty, all of the passageways, everything will open out. But I don't want you to ever think about this and be bothered with it, because it can only create more obstruction. And if you try to do it, it only becomes counterproductive. So don't worry about any of that stuff. You see, so any case, I want you to devote your life to God's service. And if God wills it to happen in that way, if you feel like it still means something for you because there's some condition about it from many years ago, then you can also offer that to God and say, if it is your will and you're the only one that knows what is good and what is bad and right and wrong, then let that unfold if it is your will. In terms of normal day-to-day sex life and things like this, just approach it very normally. That it's neither special nor shameful. I've often said like that. It is just a part of our existence. So how do you carry on your day-to-day activities, and in a way being spiritual, truly spiritual, is to allow them to unfold from your heart just naturally. You see, so the same thing with sex as well, that just allow it to unfold from your heart in God's light. All these activities are part of normal human life. So don't let your mind grasp onto it or try to make it special, even using this. You see, even using this sort of thing, but you want to elevate it to at some level or something. You see, so many also try to do it, the elevation, because somewhere they feel guilty about it. So they feel like, no, actually it's the opposite of that. It's special. So you were hoping that it neutralizes somewhere, because there may be like a conditioning which tells you that it is not spiritual. So then you can't do it. Then something tries to overcompensate for that condition by saying, no, no, it is actually very spiritual. Don't get into any of that stuff. Don't bother with it. It's neither super special nor is it anything to be ashamed about. Just be natural with all of this. And as far as the rising of energy and all of that is concerned, there is no better way to open up all the energy that is required for us to be in service to God than to remain in the unborn, to remain in the empty.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's like if somehow it's like a fear about it, maybe like it, the idea of that it has the power of either create or destruct our lives or something like that. So there's been a lot of fear about it.
It doesn't have any such power. You just treat it like eating or something, just a normal activity.
Yeah. I just felt that the need to come with this to you because somehow I feel I was kind of leave it just for myself.
Many can have these questions, but don't want to expose or come in satsang and ask. So I'm very happy you did. Very happy. It's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless
Love you. Love you so much.
you. Bless you.
I'm fully with you, Father.
Okay, Samia is going to sing for us. Very beautiful.
Thank you so much, Father. Mm. Father, before that, may I share something? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Like something here is like bothering me a lot, and because it's like something continuous, I felt to share it with you because I felt it happened also with you. Like I was feeling very just so much in flow and open with you, but even with you, I started to feel some. I thought maybe it's good to just open this up, but you are smiling.
No, it's okay. See.
No, thank you. I don't know why, but there is some kind of tension on my being, and like, yeah, there is some kind of tension, and especially, of course, in relationship and in context of friendship, where somehow my all vasanas are gathered. And I don't know, I felt like this is still not so empty, and like something are not flowing, you know, like one-to-one, any relationship, like something on my side, something is just so closed, and even though acts otherwise, something is so closed here. Yeah, because it creates, yeah, I don't know, I just I could bring that much now.
Yes. Okay. So I want to tell you the magnificence of your being is that nothing in the universe can actually bother it. The bothering or the tension, as you called it, is only in the seeming. You see? But the power of the seeming is that when it is seeming, it seems absolutely true. You see, this is the power of the Leela. The seeming has been designed to feel absolutely true. But the only cause of a constriction or tension or resistance is to fall into that seeming. So I feel like you're doing well. We had a very nice interaction as well. But sometimes the mind comes with a post-mortem report saying, see, but you were not fully open because there's some tension. And then I don't know whether he's also open to you or something.
My expectation is just so big about this father, and the experience does not fulfill it. Like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. And recently, like the reports which I gave you before, it's just so clear. Yes, it doesn't bother me, and I feel like it's the play of this life, and it's just happening. And yeah, as I said, it's like expectation is just so big. I don't know where the expectation came from, but it's like
I can tell you.
I want some picture, and yeah.
What makes an expectation?
What makes an
Yes, what creates an expectation? You're just sitting. Suppose you want to expect something. How will you do it? Only through thought. Only through thought. Can you make an expectation without a thought? Like expect something without any thought? Can't do it. So it's the same old trouble. There's only one trouble in this condition. It's the same old trouble. You see, if it's expectation, it's guilt, it's regret, it's pride, it's all of this. At the root of it is only one trouble, the same trouble. And this will obviously come because you were so open, you were so empty, it was very nice. The mind will come and say, but see, he should have treated you with more love, or I was not open enough to. All this is just mind report. No, nothing in your being is naturally saying that.
Yeah, and it is not always the same experience. Of course, I don't experience always in the same way, but it's interesting that it's always came with the same thing. I just realized it.
And that's why I'm saying one of the best ways to be rid of all this expectation and things is that you don't bother about yourself. Just make it about God or Guru or self, whatever term you want to use.
Okay, the thing is, Father, so sorry I interrupt you, because where it became important is that relationship became important because I feel like because I'm the child of Muji Baba, and people are knowing this, and it's like I took this responsibility on me, like everyone has to love me because I have Guruji. Because of this, it became so important for me, like everyone. I don't know, yeah, because of
that. Because you're a child of Guruji, which is beautiful. Then what should happen because of that? The Sangha should love you or something like that.
No Sangha, but the other friends of mine, like everyone has to love me, adore me, and this kind of thing, because they know that I'm a student of Muji Baba. Like, I don't know, like I want to represent him in the highest way. It's this kind of thing.
Yeah, this is not going to happen. Just leave it. It just sounds absurd. I'm also Guruji's son, and people don't love me outside the Sangha because I'm his son. There's like, I get down on airport road and all traffic clears for me. They don't make me stand in visa line. Nothing happens like that. And I'm just happy that my father loves me. It's fine.
Okay. I don't feel like it won't. It will come probably again. I don't feel like clarity came
No,
that
it's just
way,
like,
but
okay, so what should happen now? Suppose it's not about you, it's about me, okay? So I'm Guruji's son. So what should happen now? How should the world treat me? Those who are not even in the Sangha.
you have such a perfect personality that everyone has to love you.
Well, you should come with me to work. You should just tell them, can you see this guy? It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, maybe my old personal things just being touched. I don't know.
Yes, my child, don't have this feeling because it is not. And many times, actually, the mind will hate us. No, if we are Guruji's children and we're spreading his light, then the mind will not love us, and people are mostly following the mind in their world. So I'm expecting more hate because of it, actually, not more love. And I mean it. I mean it like that. Huh? Huh? Won't it be too oppressive also? Yeah, it's like everybody. Yeah, it's true. But I'm just saying that if you really look at it, you will see that most of the world is just constantly living under the oppression of the mind. And here is someone who is saying that there's another way to live by virtue of being Guruji's children. And then because they are under the oppression of the mind, they are bound to attack us more. Why will they love us more?
Father, after I really started to love myself means like to please with myself, to be more true to myself. I really started to get this more confrontation towards myself, which I didn't experience before that much. And it's little bit like surprising me. And yeah.
Yes,
But
yes.
when I know that I'm doing the truth, it doesn't bother so much.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you look at history, anyone who was swinging to their own beat differently from the way of the mind, mostly the world has ended up attacking them, my dear. I mean, it sounds harsh to hear, but that's how it is.
It was saying the same. Yeah. I started to watch also The Chosen Father. I'm
Right?
so, yeah, it's so
That's the
beautiful.
best example. That's the best.
Yeah, he was saying the same, so it reminded me that.
Very good.
Thank you so much. And yeah. So I would love to sing.
Yeah.
Nuri cemali hakkın visali eyler tecelli dil olsa hali. Allahu 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 Allah Allahu Allahu La ilahe illallah. Talibi hak sen, rehber dilersen. Hüseyin Hüseyin Muhammed Ali. Allahu 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 Allah Allahu Allahu La ilahe illallah. Cananı gerekse Vusulat dilersen çal tatlı nefse seyfi celali. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu Allahu La ilahe illallah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu Allahu La ilahe illallah.
Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai. Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevala.